Welcome back, Bulls fans, to Let's Talk Bulls. In tonight's episode, we're going to talk about the Chicago Bulls beating the Indiana City Pacers 112 to 105, beating one of the up-and-coming young teams in the league by ball movement and teamwork. It was a great game overall for the group. We're going to talk about that and how Zack almost got into a fight towards the end of the game right after this.
Give me the hot sauce! Give me the hot sauce!
So the Chicago Bulls pulled it off, beating the Indiana City Pacers. It was a close game at the end. There was a lot of moments where we thought they could give up the lead, but they did it. They won. In Bulls fashion, after a terrible loss, they came back and showed why we should still love them a little bit. But I have to say, the biggest reason we won this game would have to be the big three. Vooch, Demar, and Zack played the game that we expect them to play on a consistent basis. And when they play like that, it is hard for the Bulls to lose those games, doing what they need to do, as well as getting good contributions from Kobe and Patrick Williams in that starting lineup. But we're going to start with them. Kobe had 7 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. Patrick had 9 points, 4 rebounds. Both of them were more aggressive. I have to say, Kobe did a lot of good things today in that pick and roll. I love seeing Kobe and Vooch pick and roll now. I love that Kobe is learning how to use his speed off of those pick and rolls to drive towards the basket, to get that center to really have to make a decision. And if he can really start to master that, I think it'll just help the Bulls more and more as it gets better and better. It gives him so many options. He can pass it off to Vooch. He can kick it out to someone at the 3, or he could take his man and go for a driving layup. I hope we start seeing him maybe do a dunk or two this year off of it. But I really think that's a part of Kobe's game that will help him not only be a better point guard, but also help the team get better shots. Now, moving forward with that, Patrick Williams also had a good game. He played the way we want him to play. He was not passive P today. I'd say he was proactive P. He was moving without the ball. He was keeping himself engaged. At one point, he even had a back cut. We've been calling for Patrick Williams to move without the ball and cut to the rim all last season and the start of this season, and he finally did it. He got a good dunk out of it, mostly because Caruso has those goggle eyes. He can see the court, passing it out. Great pass to Patrick for that dunk. But seeing Patrick be more aggressive was a great sight to the game as well. And that takes me to the other 3 starters, Zack, Demar, and Vooch. Zack had 23 points, 5 assists, 1 rebound. Honestly, if I look at Zack looked like he was really trying to do his best to get to the rim. He was driving the ball. He's been doing that a lot lately this year. I think it's a good sign. It really shows that he is healthy. But with that, he's also shooting the most free throws he's shot in his career. I love seeing Zack do this. I love seeing him attack the rim, be strong. He's not taking as many unnecessary threes. But one thing I do hope that we start seeing is more off-ball screens for Zack. I need to see Zack coming off of double screens. We saw him off some screens today, but I think we need to use him, like I keep saying, more like that Klay Thompson type of player for his catch and shoots. Really strive to get him a wide open shot. He's just one of the best catch and shoot players on the team. We have to do that. Demar kicked in 22 and 4, and honestly, Demar did Demar things as usual. He didn't shoot too well at the start of this game, but as it progressed, he started to get comfortable, and you can see in the fourth, he is the king of the fourth. He came and did his thing as usual, putting in those 20 points to help with Zack. It's always good when those two score 20 apiece. But the big man of the night, Vooch, with 24, 17, and 3. 24, 17, and 3 is the type of game you want from Vooch, right? He was having the ball passed to him in the post. He was being aggressive. He was calling for it. And he was also being very active on the boards. I think this team is at its best when Vooch is active on the board. 17 rebounds is amazing, and it's just one of those games where you love to see Vooch just being active and aggressive the entire time. He's a big reason we won this game. But he was doing what he needed to do. I love what I saw from the starters this game. This is the type of game you want to see from your starters, right? The big three, even in scoring. They made it where not everyone else had to score big. We just had people do their jobs, contribute some points, contribute some effort to get us to this win. But moving away from the starters, I want to talk about the bench. The bench did their job today as well. Javon Carter had his game today where he finally showed why we picked him up. He scored 11 points. He had 2 rebounds, 2 assists. But not only did he just have 11 points, but he was making some decent shots that we've been seeing him miss at the beginning of this year. Some little mid-range shots that we saw him attempt the first few games, but he's not been connecting on them. They went in. I'm hoping that they continue to go in. I think that'll add another depth to this Bulls offense with him and his pick and rolls with Vooch and Drummond. If you have to worry about him in the mid-range with his floaters and his shot, it opens up those lanes for Vooch and Drummond to get closer to the basket, whether it's for, a oop or whether it's just to give them a nice pass off for them to score. But he did his job. That's what I like to see. He came off the bench and contributed. Alex Caruso is Alex Caruso. He gave us the heart we get every game from him. He got down, he got dirty, and he did what he had to do. Not only did he have that great pass to P-Will, but he also had a demonstrative dunk. And I love seeing Caruso dunk the ball. People really forget that man is athletic and he is aggressive. He does when he attacks the rim with everything he has. And honestly, it's just one of those things where you forget the hops that he has until he goes up and slams the ball down, right? And that's what you want to see from Caruso, playing his game, playing defense, contributing a little bit on the offense. He's definitely been looking for his shot more this season, but he's been doing what we expect him to do every game. But then also the new Caruso-type player to join the Bulls, Torrey Craig, same thing as Caruso. He comes in, he does his thing, right? He knows what his role is. He plays his role, and he doesn't complain about it. And that's what we need on this team. We have people who are stars. We need people who play their role and give effort at all times. That's the heart, that's the backing of this team that we need. So I got to give my shout-outs to Torrey Craig. I got to give my shout-outs to Caruso and to Javon Carter coming in off the bench doing their thing. Ayo didn't have too much this game. He played some good defense. He didn't do a lot offensively. Drummond had his moments offensively as well off those pick and rolls. He did his normal rebounding. I do love when Drummond celebrates. If you watch the games, whenever Drummond makes a basket, he celebrates like he just hit a game winner, and it's amazing to see how happy he is. I mean, at one point he did a layup and just holding his hand out like he had did something special. Like the confidence and the celebrations might be one of my favorite parts about the Bulls games when Drummond's doing good. It's definitely a good alternative when he's doing bad and you just want to pull your hair out. So keep it up, Big Cat. But yeah, the bench played well. Vooch played great. I have to say Vooch is the star of this game. Like he did what he is known to do. He played big. We're going to need him to keep playing big. But it was just a good game overall from everybody. I definitely think it was a feel-good team game. I hope it gets us to start playing like this consistently. We saw what happens when we move the ball, when we play as a team. Let's keep doing that. Talking about the Pacers, though. Pacers, it was a close game. I have to give my shout out to Halliburton. He did his thing. The man can play. I know there's a lot of people out there who think we should have taken him over Patrick Williams. People say that he would have been the perfect point guard for the Bulls, but I digress. We didn't get him. Watching him play is great. I hope him the best whenever he's playing anyone else. But you can really see when he played this game, he is a great point guard. The Indiana Pacers are a great team. They are rising in the ranks. You can see that they have a lot of young talent, and they are hungry to get better. So shout outs to them. I definitely think that this is more of a, rivalry type of thing. Again, the Bulls, the Pacers, that rivalry, that wanting to beat each other definitely is back. And you saw a little bit with that with Zack looking like he was about to get in a fight towards the end of the game. Now, with that, he did get a tech. I want to say a couple things about that moment. There's a couple positive, a couple negatives. One positive thing I love about it is I love seeing Zack in that aggressive nature. I love seeing someone be a dog on this team. There's a lot of teams where you see someone who does not take shit from anybody. And Zack showing that today, he looked like he was ready to fight somebody. He was aggressive. He showed that he was not going to take some bullshit. And that's what you want to see from this Bulls players. You want to see them play like some dogs. We also saw in that moment, Drummond came off the bench, and I even think that if I saw correctly, I think Julian Phillips came off the bench as well, running over to try to stop that. Kobe was in the mix of it. Seeing the team come to back Zack up is also a great thing. It shows that they do have that chemistry, that camaraderie. The team is there to back each other up, and that's what I like to see. I remember a couple years ago, I believe it was Zack as well, or Kobe, somebody had an issue, and the entire team just kind of sat at the bench and watched it happen, and no one came to that person's aid. They just kind of watched. I need this team to back each other up. I need them to play solid, be aggressive, be, that strong-willed team. But I will say the downfall to what happened in that moment was the timing, right? If that was in the second quarter, I would be ecstatic that I saw Zack do it. Now I'm just happy because the timing of that with the Bulls with a slim lead in the fourth, and now you're risking a technical foul, a technical free throw, maybe another technical foul on Drummond. You're risking Drummond being suspended for the next game against the Mavs, where we're going to need his height and his strength. It just was a bad timing for those things to happen. A couple things. One, Zack, I need you to be smarter on that, man. I know you're angry. I know there was a moment where you felt like you're not about to take nothing, but I need you to understand the situation. We are struggling right now for wins. I need you to be smarter than that in that situation. That's the situation where you let it go. If it's the second quarter, the first quarter, the third quarter, yes, let them have it. But if it's the fourth quarter, you're up and you're barely up and it's down to the wire, I need you to let it go. Walk away. Walk away. I'm happy the Bulls players came and pulled him out that situation, not to make it worse. But also, Drummond, I need you to stay on the bench. Julian Phillips did leave the bench as well, but he's a rookie. I'm not going to keep him accountable. He followed you, right? So if you're going to get off the bench, he's like, yeah, I'm getting off the bench too. I need you to be better than that, right? Do what you need to do. Be better. Because that could cost not only the win, but it can cost your team in the next game, and we can't afford to have that happen. But moving forward past that, we play the Mavs on Wednesday. We closed it out. We won the game. The Mavs are on Wednesday. I think we can win that game if we play the way we played this game. We just got to really put that effort in and do what we need to do. Luka, Kyrie, scary guards. You're going to have to be grinded out. Be on them. Do not leave Luka open. Do not give him any space. You're going to have to switch, but be smart and pick your points in the game. The Bulls did a good job today of going against a mismatch. Watch out for the Mavs doing that to us next game, right? They're a team that they look for that. The Bulls normally don't look for it. They look for it today. I need them to look for it next game, right? We have to keep this consistency up, this team play, letting the ball move, picking our points, picking our spots, and attacking defenders we know we can beat. That's how we're going to be a good team. That's what we have to do. So what I want you guys to do is leave in the comments your thoughts on this game. Were you excited? Did you get to watch it? Did you scream like I screamed when we finally won a game? Definitely comment down below. This is not just a channel for me. This is a channel for you guys to express your thoughts, and I want to hear about what you're thinking about in this game. Also, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification so you get notified when I drop more videos. Now, I may get pushed into your algorithm, but I need you to subscribe and hit that bell notification if you want to consistently see me in these videos. Other than that, y'all have a great night. See red. We beat this game. Let's beat next game. Peace.